She said, she'll take me anywhere, she'll take me anywhere, as long as she stays with me. She said, she'll take me anywhere, she'll take me anywhere, as long as I stay queen. Kiss, kiss Molly's lips, kiss, kiss Molly's lips, kiss, kiss Molly's lips, kiss, kiss Molly's lips. Hey, me, Matt here, and just like Money in the Bank, they brought back, actually, Payback, so I'm gonna do a series for that. At least I'll do 3 pay-per-views. Starting with this one, it is 10 years. Yeah, crazy. 10 years ago, and this was actually not great, honestly. When you look at it, and I know I did a review, I'm pretty sure I did of it, I not look it up. But still a good time for WWE. 2013, in my opinion, was a good year for me personally, and I really did enjoy this time as well. So we start with this match. Pre-show, you have Sheamus, who defeated Damien Sandow. It's hard to believe that Sheamus has been in WWE now for, I believe, I want to say 12 years. I could be wrong on that, so you can correct me on it. But yeah, he beat Damien Sandow once again. I've said it before, I think Aaron Stevens should have had a good run in WWE. He had a pretty good run in TNA Impact, so I guess it's fine for what it was. You have a triple threat match for the Intercontinental title to start off the show. You got Curtis Axel, who defeated Wade Barrett and The Miz. This match was actually pretty good, and I think that you look at these guys, Wade Barrett has been the Intercontinental Champion at that point, more so times than WWE title. I wish he was the WWE Champion in his tenure in WWE, but unfortunately, I don't know. I really don't know. And we all know about The Miz, modern day, one of the longest, or more reigns as the champion, not longest, more reigns as the champion. And this was a good match. Like I just said, obviously you thought maybe Wade was going to win, but there was that whole thing where The Miz put Wade Barrett in a figure 4 leg lock, and Curtis Axel covered The Miz, retaining the title. Now, this was cool because, first of all, 2 things. Cody Rhodes obviously brought back the old school white Intercontinental title. And Curtis won it, rather. And it was kind of significant because he won it on Father's Day. Obviously, Kurt, heading Mr. Perfect, was the Intercontinental Champion. And of course, this was cool. You have Curtis Axel with Paul Heyman, but then later on, Ryback, so they formed a team. Not the greatest idea in the world, but we'll get to that later, I guess. You have the Divas Championship Caitlyn, who came in as the champion. And this was a fairly good match, too. These two were best friends. And it was like they had to take Team Kaboom in NXT. You know, AJ comes in the WWE, then Caitlyn. And then these two women had a classic feud. And, you know, it's one of those things where this was April's last stand in WWE, so to speak. Actually, no, it wasn't. She stayed till 2015. Celeste was a good wrestler. She came back for the Mae Young Classic. I thought that was cool. This match was awesome. I think, you know, you thought Caitlyn was going to retain. This was going to be her match, but AJ Lee put her in the octopus. And yeah, basically, she became the new Divas champion now. Back then, I had a huge crush on Kate. Well, yeah, she was pretty hot too. AJ, and for her to win the title, I thought that was pretty cool. Obviously, so you have a match. You got the United States Championship, Dean Ambrose versus Kane. So I thought about this watching the match. If Kane would have won the United States Championship at some point in his career, he would have been Grand Slam champion. Now, unless you count the WECW title, well, that was the classic ECW title strap, but it was just, you know, one of those things where that would have been interesting. And I mean, Jon Moxley himself was a very good wrestler at this time. And I mean, you could say what you want, him leaving the company on bad terms years later, but I think there was some truth to that. Very much so. But this was a good match, and Dean Ambrose retained by countout. Like, Kane was gonna do a choke slam, and then fucking Dean Ambrose gets out of the ring. Kane gets out, choke slams him through a table, and that's pretty much it. So, fuck. Get the World Heavyweight title. Yes, the World Heavyweight title. And I mean, the revamp of it now, as much as people may not like it, I do. Better than the undisputed WWE title, but you have Alberto Del Rio versus Dolph Ziggler with AJ Lee and Big E, who came in from NXT at that time and has still had the Big E Langston gimmick, which I thought was pretty cool. I thought that he was badass. He did have the Intercontinental title at some point, but this was pretty cool as well. And you thought that Dolph was gonna win. Dolph was the champion, and you know that reaction. I mean, these three were a heel faction, if you will, a heel take team. Who knows? But they were definitely that, and Dolph winning had a big reaction to it, and this match was pretty cool. But it went to Alberto Del Rio. But of course, Dr. Sampson tried to help Dolph when he got injured on the outside, which got Alberto to kick his ass, and basically, yeah, that's what happened. So, yeah, this match, now AEW wrestlers, CM Punk versus Chris Jericho. Obviously, watching this match, you see the match at WrestleMania 29. That was a good match, too. But this match was pretty cool as well. Not for the title, unfortunately. So, it is what it is. These two really had good chemistry, and I'm hoping in the near future that they get to work together at some point in AEW, but we'll see. But it was fun to watch. And I mean, here's the thing, you got an Anaconda device that didn't work, but you had CM Punk eventually come over. Still, like I said, a Paul Heyman guy, which was kind of weird because you have Paul Heyman who would manage Ryback. I never once saw Curtis Axel and CM Punk together. To my recollection, that could be something that may have happened, but that would have been cool. But whatever. It was still a good match. You've got the Tag Team Championships, the Shield versus Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton. Kind of an interesting tag team. Probably because of what happened at SummerSlam that year, but this was a good match. Obviously, you saw the Shield go over. A good tag team, nonetheless. Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. And I mean, one of the best stables of that time, too. And I mean, all three, Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, you felt like they did take over the company. Well, the three of these guys coming from NXT, you know, I think Seth and John, or well, yeah, you know, like, it was just one of those things where, yeah, Colby and John would have been a great tag team down the road as well, reuniting as the Shield. But I mean, they got Roman Reigns, who came from a long dynasty from the Anawahi tribe. So, the whole thing with the independent wrestling and the wrestling of legacy, I guess. And, you know, throw those three guys together, and it was just like, wow. I got Randy Orton as well as a third generation wrestler. Bryan definitely, in his tenure in WWE, Grand Slam champion as well. You can't take that away from him. And I mean, he did a really good job in Ring of Honor, Dragon Gate, wherever else he was in. Like, he was a great wrestler. And also doing a very good job in AEW. Yes, he's injured right now, but he'll be back soon enough. But yeah, the Shield won. And then you got your main event, John Cena versus Ryback in a 3 stages of hell match for the WWE title. The first match was a lumberjack match, which Ryback did win, so I thought that was cool. The tables match, which Ryback got thrown through a table, and then of course the third match was an ambulance match. That was not too bad, but we all know what happened. They were both on top of the ambulance, and John Cena F5 Ryback through the ambulance roof, which at the time was pretty cool, but you know, I think John Cena, you know, people call him Super Cena for a reason. Several goddamn minutes later. And the fact is that I think Ryback dug his own grave. You know, the fact that he wasn't a champion in WWE, yeah, you know what? He had the physique, he had everything else, but I'm not sure why. I just don't know why. And it would have been cool to see him as the WWE champion, but, like his predecessor, I guess, Bill Goldberg, he had hurt people in the ring. So that's probably what happened. I really don't know, but this was a good show. Just worth mentioning, this show, the first Payback in WWE, was in June, and coming up next month in September, yeah, it's gonna be Payback coming back to WWE. So, anyways, talk to you later. Bye.
Anymore. So you know that them cutting WCW was a long time coming. I don't think that's the case at all. If you look at some of his earlier interviews, like